Hello and welcome back to What's in the Box, the series where we take a look at a game, its versions, its content, and its cost. In today's episode, we'll be covering Helldivers, Arrowhead's tactical twin-stick shooter. So Helldivers is developed by Arrowhead Studios, the same team that brought us Magicka and more recently Gauntlet. The game was initially launched on console of March of 2015, but recently came to PC on Steam in December 2015. I was pretty happy about this, so I reached out to Arrowhead and they were nice enough to provide me with a code for this video. So Helldivers is a tactical co-op twin-stick shooter where friendly fire is a thing. The game can be played single player, supports local co-op, and also has an online multiplayer mode for up to 4 players. The game takes place across 3 different worlds: the Bug World, the Cyborgs, and the Illuminate, which are kind of like the Protoss in StarCraft 2. For those of you who have a fondness of Starship Troopers the movie, not the awful game that came out years ago, you'll feel right at home here. In fact, just watch the intro.
They are soldiers of freedom. Super Earth is their home, democracy their creed. They are the Helldivers, and they need you. Travel the galaxy, visit foreign worlds, and encounter exotic life forms. Modest, noble inhabitants in dire need of liberation. Spread democracy, bring safety, prosperity, and justice throughout the stars. Command tomorrow's most sophisticated and overwhelming firepower. Superior, reliable, and safe. Become heroes of the Federation. Work together, coordinate your fire, and trust your teammates. So ready your arms. Prepare for planetfall and bring democracy to the universe once and for all. Don't wait. Enlist today.
So that should give you an idea of the premise of the game: to promote liberty and protect Super Earth by conquering all the aliens. And this is how it works. Each alien world consists of sectors and the alien homeworld. Now each sector has in it several planets, which for all intents and purposes are difficulty modes. Each of these planets have missions that can be completed, and as you level up and complete these missions, you get access to more difficult missions, and finishing the missions on the planet will unlock new stratagems or give you XP bonuses. And as you level up through the course of the game, you'll upgrade your weapons and items with research points, which are gained by collecting samples, which you can find on these planets. So you're probably wondering what stratagems are. These stratagems are where the game is quite similar to Magicka in some ways. You can equip 4 stratagems in your loadout, and these vary from supply drops, weapon drops, offensive and defensive abilities. And by inputting specific combinations on your directional keys, you can call down turrets, airstrikes, ammo, or even when your teammates die, you can call them down as reinforcements. These stratagems are a crucial part of the gameplay flow in Helldivers, and what you choose, what your teammates choose, all play into the strategy, especially as you enter the harder difficulty modes in the game. So as you beat each mission, you gain influence points toward the war for that faction, and when you've gained enough, you take control of a sector. Once you control all the sectors, the alien homeworld will unlock, and once you've defeated the homeworld boss, you've conquered that alien race. And then once all the races are conquered, you've won the war and it'll reset and start from the beginning again. Likewise, if you do poorly, the alien races can actually push back and start taking sectors back, from which you will need to defend. So everything you do in the game, whether single player or multiplayer, will contribute to the overall influence gained toward the war effort, if you will, which is quite a nice mechanic, I think. It makes you feel like you're part of something bigger. There's even a kills, casualties, and accidental deaths feed, which is pretty cool as well. So needless to say, the game is pretty frantic. However, this is not an in-depth look at the game or a tips video about the game. I just wanted to give you guys a bit of an idea of how the game works and what it was about. So let's get to the available versions. So the game has 2 versions and a bunch of DLC, and as far as I can tell is only available on Steam for PC users. We'll talk about the versions first, before we get into the DLC itself, of which there is a fair amount to be certain. The standard version of the game costs $20 and only comes with the vanilla game along with the free story mission DLCs that have been released so far. So that's Masters of the Galaxy, Turning Up the Heat, and Democracy Strikes Back. It does not contain any of the paid item and weapon pack DLCs. Then there's the Deluxe Edition, which is basically the standard version plus all the paid DLC, which is essentially the Reinforcements Mega Bundle, and that comes in at $40. And finally there's the DLC Mega Bundle called the Reinforcements Mega Bundle, which contains all the DLC but requires you to have already purchased the vanilla game separately. So this is for those of you who either purchased the vanilla game before the DLC was released or are not wanting to buy everything in one go. The Mega Bundle costs $25, which is slightly more than the base game, so purchasing both the game and the bundle will set you back $45. If you don't already own the game and plan to get everything, the Deluxe Edition is definitely the way to go, as you'll save yourself about $5. However, there is, as always, the option to purchase only the specific DLCs that you want, rather than purchasing all of them. So what exactly are in all these 15 DLCs? Well, let me start off by saying that the DLCs are entirely optional. They are not required to play or enjoy Helldivers. Everything you need to have a full and enjoyable experience can be found in the vanilla game according to Arrowhead. Each of the paid DLCs will cost around €3 or $3 depending on where in the world you are, because dollars are equal to euros, and are basically a combination of cosmetic items, weapons, equipments, perks, and vehicles. There is a lot of discussion on the forums as to whether it's necessary to own all the DLCs or only certain ones. A lot will boil down to what your playstyle is, what kind of aesthetics you like, and what weapons you enjoy using. From what I've read, some are more useful for endgame, and others are kind of underwhelming, and others are more cosmetic than anything else. However, I do have to note that I don't own any of the DLCs, so I can't comment too much on their actual worth. There is a guide though that goes through the DLCs and whether or not they're worth purchasing. I've put a link in the description section below for those of you who'd like to take a look at that. If you are planning on buying more than a few of the DLCs, it's maybe worth picking up the Deluxe Edition if you don't own the game, or buying the Reinforcements Mega Bundle for that little bit extra if you do already own the game. The reviews for the game have been very positive when it was released on the consoles and also now on PC. It's gotten a very positive rating on the Steam reviews as well, and I think the game is well priced for what you're getting, at least the vanilla game. However, I do think that the Deluxe Edition at $40 seems quite a high asking price, and the DLCs seem a little on the expensive side for what you're getting, but to each their own. I'd much rather have the DLC be a little bit expensive and entirely optional than slightly cheaper but mandatory. However, I would also recommend you watch a few videos, do some research, and read some reviews. Like any game, this may not be for everybody. The game is easy to pick up, but it gets pretty challenging from what I can tell, and you will only be able to advance so far without other players on the harder difficulties. This is a team game, and honestly, to get the most enjoyment out of this title, I would recommend to play it online with friends. Keep in mind though, this video is not an impression or a review video. I've only played about 7 hours of the game so far, but I am thoroughly enjoying it and I'm looking forward to spend more time with it. On a final note, I find it very strange that there's no option for a 4-pack purchase. An odd decision by the publisher here, which makes no sense really, since other 4-player co-opable games have this option, including Magicka, and I would imagine this decision has hurt sales, which is a shame. Not sure why they chose to do that. Anyways, that wraps up the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it and found it somewhat helpful. I do recommend checking out the game. As usual, if you guys have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them in the section below. I've been shouting. Until next time. The standard edition only comes with the base game and costs $60 US. The gold edition includes the game as well as the season pass. So what exactly is included in the Origins edition of Overwatch? So the first thing included in the package are some new hero skins. They are basically